I'm going to walk you through these new weapons and mounts which have been found in the AC Valhalla game files and look to be arriving in the very near future. And let's look at this Wild Hammer and Wild Flail first, because both of these weapons have actually already been teased by Ubisoft officially in their 1.6.1 patch notes back on September the 26th. So these rewards are clearly for the Wild Hunt Festival, or Oskoreia Festival, which will be taking place on Thursday the 20th of October and running until November the 10th. So you will have a few weeks to actually get hold of them when it starts this Thursday. Now for the hammer, we don't have any stats on the inventory page in terms of footage right now, but I do have its in-game file entry thanks to Peda, which I'll pop on your screen right now. But briefly, it's going to increase our assassination damage and range attack when mounted, as well as increase our melee attack and weapon attack speed after dismounting. So it's pretty terrible, but that's to be expected with these festival rewards, as historically they've never been fantastic. But as for its aesthetic, it is described as a brutally blunt weapon made out of cursed horse bones found in the Wild Hunt's deadly wake, and I can most certainly see that here. It can also be upgraded to mythical, which is where you'll pick up a flame-based animation on the weapon itself, but all in all, a solid transmog option if you like this style of design. And the same rules apply for this Wild Flail though. No description in the inventory menu again, but I'll pop the game file entry on your screen right now, courtesy of Peda, and it will increase your attack and speed after activating the man's best friend or Irish Wolfhound ability, but it doesn't specify how much that is at present. Now I don't play the game with that ability, nor do I play with flails, but if you do and you like this flaming undead design, then it could be worth the equip, or certainly the transmog option, as the skull on the pommel of the flail is described as belonging to a Asgardian hunting hound, which is quite creative indeed. But that said, if you have found this first look breakdown informative so far, please do leave a very swift like down below. It really does help me out on YouTube, so thank you very much. And let's take a look at these new mounts, because I think we'll be picking up this black Pegasus mount in the Wild Festival as well, as a reward to redeem at Norvid's shop due to its skeleton war paint. And I believe this is a reskin of the first release of the black Pegasus mount called Alsfinder, as well as the cosmetic design of the tribal stallion, which you can actually redeem in Ubisoft Connect since 2020. So a bit of a mashup of reskins here, I think. And you can also not take any fall damage when you do jump from a height with this mount, just like Alsfinder, due to their wings. So it's not a bad mechanic if you do find yourself doing that a lot in this game. Now these next three mounts in the game files aren't noted as having any sort of release date marked on them, so I'm told, apart from Ibsop saying that he reckons they may in fact be seasonal rewards for next year. So that is something to bear in mind here, which is a shame actually, because I think this is my favorite mount that I've seen in a long time, and that's purely because it's actually looking like a bit of a Viking mount in that time period, or what I could envisage as one looking like anyway. And that's because there's nothing over the top here in my opinion, apart from perhaps a little bit too much gold on that bridle, but you could argue it does look like a Jarl's horse ready for battle. In fact, Ibsop did note that it is a reskin of the Saxon horse from the Discovery Tour, which was a reward that you picked up for completing that update last year. But I also think there's a little bit of Einhajar design thrown into this as well, and I think it does look really solid in my opinion. Now that's where the authentic Viking design stops, because it seems we'll be picking up another reindeer mount in the game as well. We've of course already seen a few released in the Niflheim Mystical set and the Tyrannus Helix pack set, but the difference with this one though, it seems, is it does look to be registered in the game files as an in-game reward. So perhaps this will be a reward for the Ostara Festival next year, as it really does fit in with something that belongs within that particular season due to the flowers on its antlers. So perhaps Ubisoft will run these festivals again next year alongside the release of AC Mirage, but we'll just have to wait and see. But speaking of seeing a lot of reindeers, we've also seen quite a lot of wolf mounts in this game as well. So this follows that trend here with a reskin, and even though I love the Viking horse more than all of these other mounts, I'd be lying if I didn't say this white wolf covered in blood doesn't look quite cool. And I think once you accept that Valhalla has turned out to be this more fantastical and mythical based game rather than an authentic Viking assassins game, you can kind of get your head around this type of aesthetic. I'm not making any concessions there, of course, but it's a wolf soaked in blood, and I think it looks decent, to be honest with you. But the wolf also comes with a blood-soaked raven as a skin for Sunin, with Ibsop saying that the game files are pointing for this dynamic duo to be released as rewards for the Yule Festival, which we've already seen twice in Valhalla, first in 2020 and secondly in 2021. So I imagine Ubisoft will be advertising these two cosmetics as an incentive to bring players back into the Yule Festival for a third time. Now, if you weren't aware, Ubisoft are bringing lightsabers to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I'm honestly not making that up. So click the video on your screen right now if you're curious and you want to get the full breakdown, and I'll see you there in just a second. Big thanks to Peda, Ibsop, Hans and Nika for contributing to this video, and all of you in the Reloads Club who support me via YouTube membership. Coffee is on all of them, and I'll catch you in that next video.